Hello everyone, welcome to Free 5 Friday. Today we're going to be making a large coin envelope from a digital that I printed off from an old horticultural magazine. I forget what year, but late 1800s, early 1900s. This one has gooseberries. And this one is blackberries with a close-up of the blackberry bloom. So that's our project for today, is a large coin type envelope that I'm going to be backing with a piece of scrapbook paper. So what I have is my 1.5 inch circle punch, some glue stick, my pencil and ruler, two homemade brown inks that I made from watercolor and alcohol, earth brown and burnt umber, and that's what gave me this vintage look here, because this started out as white as that. This is just a plain piece of copy paper. So, and then of course my coffee ink that I did the edges and the little distress marks with. So let me put this to the side and put all of my little pieces to the side until I'm ready for them. And the first thing we're going to do is get a mat up here that I can work on. That would be the best thing to do, huh? Okay. So I've got my trusty iron over here to the side, so it's taking up lots of room. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue stick basically over the whole thing. A little bit of the edges will be cut off, but not very much of it. So that's going to be the first thing that I do, is just get it glued up and hope that I don't run out before I finish. I really do like these old images from the old horticultural and garden seed magazines and that sort of thing. They just have a personality all their own, I think. I'm going to hold it with my finger right in the middle, and then I can cover over. I'm going to have to turn it up sideways to see where I've hit and where I've missed. But basically it's getting a good coverage here. Here's where my finger was. And I need just a little bit down through there. Okay. And a little bit right through here. Let me do one run right down through here. Okay. Now we're going to call that done. I'm going to put my iron on low, and if I either cough or sound scratchy, I'm sorry. I've been battling an ear infection for roughly 2 weeks, and I thought it was gone, but evidently it's not completely gone. Okay, so I think I want bottom on this side. So I'm going to line it up as close as possible, because the closer it is on these edges over here, the less I have to cut. And that's pretty much settled down. Make sure there's no bubbles on this side. And I'm going to give it a good pressing with the iron, just to get the glue distributed well and activated. So it's a little bit out of the shot. I think you can probably see my arm, maybe a little bit of the iron. Like I've said in other videos, this is something I do with pretty much all my paper. Very seldom do I not iron. I just find that it sets the glue really quickly. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just cut this down roughly right along this edge. I'm not really happy with this trimmer. I ordered it from Amazon in May, I think it was, and it's I haven't quite got to the place of buying the name brand things. Not just yet. Okay, now I forgot to get my scoreboard. I was going through my mental notes in my head of what did I need, and that was something I needed and I forgot. Okay, so on this one, you can see that it's all very close. The edge of the envelope is very close to the print, so that's how I want it. And then this is going to fold over and be the back. So what I did first was I scored at, I should have written the instructions down, but if you look in here, right there, you can see where I scored right here at this ½ inch mark. I think I have a little glue on my hands. And fold it and burnish it, and because I just like doing it, I'm going to give it a nice little press with the iron. Okay, now over here, I'm looking to see which one of these is going to line up the best, and I think it's going to be this one right here. Well, I've committed, so there we go. But I don't think I like that particular spot, but it'll be alright. Then I'll fold that over, burnish that down so it's nice and flat. Turn it over and make sure everything's lined up good. And then I'm going to take my pencil, just give myself a little bitty mark right there at the edge of the paper, and set this aside for a minute. Get the trimmer back over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just inside that mark a smidgen, and I mean like the width of the mark, you know, not much at all. And there we have it. Then, let's see. The next thing I'm going to do is bring the scoreboard back. And I am going to score as soon as I find my little doohickey here. I am going to score right above this line. There. And I'm going to do the same thing down here on this bottom. And I'm just using the print as my guide. Of course, I could have printed this pretty much any size that I wanted, but I wanted it to have a good show, you know. So this is what I've done. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim. I guess I ought to turn it over. I'm going to trim right above that score line here. And go slightly at an angle there. I'm going to just do a complete crossover right here, just right at that point. I'm going to do the same thing here. And then on this one, I guess it'd be easier to cut it here. I'm going to go just a smidgen below this line so that when I fold it over, it's going to be slightly below this line. The only thing is I can't see it very well from that side, so I think what I am going to do is do this and then turn it so I can see this score line. Let's see how well I did. Not too well at all. Let me see if I can sort of straighten this up slightly. Okay, not bad. And I think I might need to cut just another smidgen off of this. And then when I say smidgen, it might actually just be that much, literally. Okay. Alright, that works. Okay. Let me clean that up just a touch. Okay, now what we're going to do is move this out of the way again. I still haven't figured out what to do about this small workspace that I have created for myself, because I'm used to a bigger spot. Now, here's a little tub that I got at Wally World that I put all of my when I spray stuff, this is what I put it in, and if I'm dunking stuff in coffee water or if I'm giving it a spray with some homemade alcohol ink, it doesn't matter. It's this is where it goes. Let me give it some little bit of few drops. don't know what that is. A piece of dried paint, maybe. Okay. Let me give it just a few more squirts around. Okay, now let's do earth brown. Be a whole completely different look. And this is a liquid, or I'm not really sure if liquid is the right word, but it's a comes in a tube watercolor as opposed to the little powder box. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, you guessed it, I am going to iron it. So I'm going to take it out of this and I'm going to turn it upside down on my paper over here. Move my scoreboard and jar the camera. And I'm just going to heat this up, get the moisture out of it, just help the alcohol evaporate a little bit faster. And it don't take long. I use 90 proof. Sounds like I'm doing some kind of liquor or something. And it got just a little bit of a wrinkle, but that's okay. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is fold this back over here. This is going to go on the inside. You know what? No, I didn't do anything wrong. It was Thursday. I did something wrong, but I didn't. It's been a really long day and a really long weekend. Today is Tuesday evening, and I traveled, my husband and I traveled to North Carolina to help our son take care of some things, and so we were at his house for 3 days, and I'm still jet lagged a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do, so we're going to take just a little bit of ink, a little bit of this coffee stain here. I'm going to run it around the edges slightly, just enough to give it a little something. Get all of our little flaps, and remember hopefully to cut a notch in the back of it, because I think it just looks better that way. And so before I go any further, let me do that. So, what? Now, I know some people do it by eye, and sometimes I do, but tonight I don't trust myself to do it all that accurately. I've already, seen how crooked I've cut this. Okay, so it's 4 1/2, so halfway is going to be 2 1/4. So what I do is I just put me a little mark there. Take my circle punch, and it's got this arrow thing here, and I was taking them when I first started using punches. I took them completely off, and then I realized it's to help catch the stuff underneath so they don't go everywhere. So anyway, I'll use the little arrow to line up that mark, and I just decide how deep I want it. Try to get it as straight as possible. Pop it out, and there we go. I won't say it's easy as pie, but I don't know. After you figure it out, I guess it's easy as pie. And I don't guess technically I didn't need to do that, but too late now. Okay, now here's the other part that I did. I just did some like I did on if you saw Wallpaper Wednesday with making the button cards. I just kind of let this make the pattern for me somewhat. I didn't bring my mat back up here, and underneath this this is just a piece of a sheet that I ripped up just to help with the blank background. Makes it a lot easier to film. Okay, that's okay for that one, but I think I am going to get that back up here and stop hitting the camera and be a little bit more random. Okay. When I watched this video, and evidently my husband opened the back door just a little bit ago and let in some little critter, I might end up printing this thing again and doing the whole thing again if I don't like how it turned out, but okay. Alright. Glue and glue. Just plain old regular glue. So we'll put this down this way. Give the glue a minute to get down to the bottom because my little bottle's almost, well, it's down to about a third anyway, give or take. So just cover this little flap really good, and as I'm sure most people already know, the flap turned over like this lets the full width of the pocket be utilized to put your ephemera and whatever in, because to glue there then you've lost ever how much of that pocket. So let me just kind of hold it down slightly and move this out of the way. Grab the iron because I don't know if I could really craft without iron. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm, you know, kind of serious. I don't know that I could. I mean, I'm sure I could, but the iron just dries everything and sets the glue and all that, and and when I first started making journals and stuff, which was in 2016, my tolerance for YouTube was very small, and so. And I always have been the type of person that if I want to do something, I figure it out. And if there's something that I can't figure out, then I will find someone who knows and, you know, glean a little knowledge from them and then carry on. But I'm not the type to do something exactly like someone else just for the sake of doing it like them. I've always been the type to take an idea and you know, put my own spin on it. So there's a lot of things that you might see me do that other people do differently or better or faster or whatever, but like the alcohol inks, I'm not going to go buy hundreds of dollars worth of inks just because it has a brand name on it. Just not going to do it. When my kids were little, I made all of their clothes until they got into grade school. Not only because it was just cheaper in clothing two little girls that are 18 months apart, but also because I like to sew, and you know, to me it was killing two birds with one stone. I've always had I guess a designer's eye. I don't know if that's the right terminology. I do have a degree in fashion marketing and merchandising, so these days I'm just sort of applying it to paper. And I'll see where my spray has brought this loose slightly, or my glue stick didn't get all the way to the edge, one or the other. But anyway, we're gonna glue that sucker back down. Yeah, that's the edge. I didn't get the glue stick all the way, I don't think. But anyway, that's enough of me rattling on. So let me iron this, get it flat. Okay, so what we have is a lined envelope. There's that. I probably should have inked that little thing. But with just a little bit of watercolor, you can do liquid, or not liquid, but I don't know, what would you call it? It's liquid, out of the tube. I haven't done it with the powder blocks, so I don't know. But anyway, just that and alcohol, that's it. Put it in a little spray bottle and shake it every time you use it and carry on. But anyway, I just thought this was a cute little project to use in a botanical journal, vintage journal, basically most journals can handle a little vintage and botanical. But that's the project for Free 5 Friday, and like I said, or like the description of the playlist for this, it's from a blog that I put out from 2020, April of 2020 to July of 21, when everyone, or a lot of people anyway, was in lockdown, and this just helped people have some access to something that they wouldn't have otherwise. I just put out 5 free digitals every week for 67 weeks, and so now I'm just making some ephemera from them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in another video very soon. Thank you very much for watching.